worry, we didn't take Southwest because we actually wanted to get to Hawaii. And Sky Harbor Airport in Phoenix, Arizona does make it very convenient with their Phoenix Sky Train. Yep, you pay them a lot of money to be able to roast your car out in the Phoenix desert sun, and why they haven't installed awnings is beyond me. It's kind of ironic because you leave your car there to go on vacation and spend money that you're going to need for a paint job now when you get back to your car. We booked our flight on an early Friday morning thinking we can beat the rush, and boy were we wrong. There's 4 things I hate. There's people, airplanes, boats, and people. But in my mind, this sold-out flight to Hawaii wasn't really that bad, except for 2 glaring situations that I couldn't shake. One was that I constantly knew that we were 29,000 feet above the ocean, and 2... Yep, 2 loud little small things were sitting right behind us, and their corresponding older adults did absolutely nothing but lay there and allow the entire cabin to absorb their 2 mistakes. And you can tell the 2 little lab rats were going to have a rough future when their mom was pointing to all the waves we were seeing and explaining to them how they were whales all congregating in one spot. And when the dad tried to explain that whale season ended in April, the mom's response was, well, April is still May. So naturally, that caused me to develop a raging, searing hate for every living thing sitting behind us the entire 6.5-hour flight to Hawaii. But that faded away quickly as soon as I spotted the reason we were on the plane in the first place. Kahului Airport is small, charming, and very unique. Unique in the sense that they believe in an open-air policy. And if you're wondering why they go with an open-air policy, it's because here in Hawaii, no matter what class you think you are always second class to nature. And we got top-notch chauffeur service the entire time we were in Maui by Hawaiian resident and apparently old-timey French boxer, Tim Trinidad, who's not only made his name for himself as the king of the island, but he is also Ashley's cousin. We were also joined by world traveler, hospitality connoisseur, and Tim's fiancée, Ashley Breeze. They are keeping with the true tradition by giving us our welcome lays. For dinner, we wanted them to take us to the freshest sushi place they know of on the island. Without hesitation, they said no problem and took us straight to Aisana. This is a 30-year-old fisherman-owned restaurant. So when I say fresh, they get their fish from right across the goddamn street.
Oh my God.
This is butter. After dinner, we noticed the sunset calling to us, and we answered. So we decided to end our first night with an abundance of appreciation.
Look who finally made it! Tom Segura back there in the background.
Ashley's like, I want
We were lucky enough to be staying in a house where if you came out of the driveway, made a left, a right, then another left, you're connected to the main street that goes straight down to the ocean. And since we were still wipes from that plane ride and that screaming goddamn kid, we decided to make this a calm exploration day with a quick stop for some refreshments and some musubi. Weird thing I discovered about musubi, I love the shit out of it. Our first stop was Paha Oko Beach. It's also known as the Secret Cove, and from the looks of it, it definitely is a secret. Ashley had mentioned that the sand was going to make it impossible to get ready in time for dinner tonight, but we still wanted to hang out at the beach. Problem solved. Kihei Surfside Resort offers a grass-side beach, so you can enjoy the sun and the water without that pesky sand shit. Now this next spot was equal parts amazing, sad, and interesting. We drove along a beachside, which then turned into a black sand beach, which then turned into a lava beach. And this lava was from an eruption from 500 years ago, and it erupted from Mount Haleakala, which then created the now infamous lava fields. This isn't gravel, this isn't dirt, this isn't manure. This is 100% pure lava rock. The single road extends to where it meets the ocean, and you can see the outermost point where the flow stopped flowing. And at this point, if you're like, hey Tom, I only like the beautiful beaches, don't worry, I got your ass covered. With all that running around, I'm pretty sure we burned a calorie or two, which justifies us to start the night off early. We met up with our new buddy Shane and got things started at the Monkey Pod.
Later that same evening.
Oh, babe, good job!
Don't you just hate it when you wake up in Hawaii and realize, hey, I've been here 3 days and I haven't had a coconut yet? Peahi farm stand in Haiku, Maui put a stop to that shit abruptly. They are a family-owned farm stand that specializes in coconuts, handmade jewelry, and much, much more. They had their coconuts advertised for $10 each. He asked me if I was a local. I said no, I was from Arizona. He knocked off $2, so it was only $8 to try it. I think that was important to add because there's a stigma that a lot of Hawaiian locals do not like tourists. And that may be true in small parts of small islands. But I did not experience one shred of that in this entire trip.
Ride the wave, Ashley.
What?
Ride the wave in.
And after the massive B12 shot from the coconut water, Ashley and Ashley decided to go out and do some exploring for the day. As soon as they were done and got back to the beach, Tim told us to pack up immediately because he was taking us somewhere. And he proceeded to take us to one of the most amazing places I've ever seen in my entire life. Our continuation of day 3 ended up being the highlight of my stay in Hawaii so far. We have a lot more to go that topped this, but up until now, this was my highlight. In my last video, I pointed out how there's a stigma that the Hawaiian locals don't like tourists. And I also pointed out how I did not experience that or see that in any way throughout this entire trip. However, just because Hawaiians are welcome to tourists does not mean they don't know how to work around them. Tim was taking us to the Hamakalua Park Preservation. This is a piece of land that is so sacred to the Hawaiian people that they have sectioned just a small part of it off for those who aren't from the area. In a sense, Ashley and I had to go undercover to check out this little forest. Upon entering the park, they greet you with great hospitality. They explain what the park is and why it's sacred, and then they ask if you're local or if you're visiting. If you're visiting, they then direct you to a small parking lot that has a small horseshoe trail that just goes in and out for you to experience a small piece of the forest. However, if you're a local, they then direct you down the only exit line out of the park. Tim then told me that if I was going to continue recording, I was going to need to be very stealthy about it around the employees, not to tip off that we weren't from around there. We then waited in line for the exit employee, but if you let her know that you're a local that just showed up, she then calls on a walkie-talkie for an employee to escort us to a secluded parking lot that's not on the map and has access to the rest of the park.
Just park anywhere in this lot right here.
All right, and we just go down this way to get to it, yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
The reasoning behind doing it like this is that this land is so sacred and special to the Hawaiian people that they limit exposure to any outsider that might not know the amount of respect and responsibility that's needed to enjoy a piece of nature like this. And being from the mainland, I do not blame them one bit. boy, did we get a workout. Dinner time. Mahalo Ale Works seemed like a great place to start. They have amazing beers, a sausage cart, and if you go upstairs to the second floor, they have amazing views. We grabbed our drinks, sat down, started to have a great time, and then we noticed something. Maui Brewing Company was a great second choice. A fun, huge, open-air, inviting atmosphere, and it was the perfect place to knock a couple back before heading out to a very special dinner. Tim told me we were going to a restaurant to wait in line for an hour in the rain. I told him, dude, we're in Hawaii. We can get raw fish anywhere. But thank the made-up God he did not listen to me. The place was out of this world. It's a 100% authentic Japanese restaurant in Hawaii. And when I say authentic, I mean these sumbitches mill their own rice. This place had extremely rare options, like sea urchin if you want a mouthful of iodine, sweet raw shrimp, surf clam, and my favorite, fried prawn heads. There was not one off flavor or wrong move done here. Everything was delicious and on point. It felt so good to not eat a bucket of preservatives and a bunch of weird colors and numbers. In fact, the nutrients made us feel so good that we started becoming honest with each other.
You want to dip it in the sauce first?
No, you gotta have it. At first, you gotta try it without.
You literally do everything wrong all the time.
Ooh, the little legs are good. How does it feel, babe?
Cold!
Actually, do it.
Oh,
No.
wow, you can feel like the cold.
So Tim woke up and decided that me, him, and the two girls needed to be men today and do a cold plunge in Iowa Valley, which we quickly found out was just basically Jurassic Park. We started our trek through this unknown, hoping desperately we didn't run into those little baby dinosaurs that took out Newman. And then we realized that the dinosaurs weren't the thing we had to worry about. Hawaii in the middle of a lake, in the middle of a volcano mountain. The cold water felt so good. I know what some of you are saying, that's not a cold plunge. I've been in colder water. Yeah, but my Arizona ass is not used to water, let alone cold water. And some of us couldn't get used to it at all. And I do have to admit, even though I ended up liking it, it didn't start off that way.
It's also not as bad if you have a shirt on.
Yeah, the absorbs more of the cold.
How does it feel, babe?
Cold!
Actually, do it.
No.
Wow, you can feel like the cold.
How you feeling over there, Mr. Cross-armed man?
It's not bad, you guys.
Yeah?
Be a man.
Be a man, babe.
Be a man, like an Arctic man.
Give me a man face.
After we got done fighting off that significant shrinkage,
I was in the pool! I was in the pool!
we went to a place known for its poke, Foodland. You hear about it everywhere on TikTok, so we decided to try it out, and boy, was it good. It did not disappoint. And then Tim said, let's go to a place only the locals go to. And it was good if you like your overwhelming flavor to be just pure white raw onion. Esther's Fair Prospects was the perfect place to start our light evening, and I'll get into why we're having a light evening later. Their oysters were so fresh, we put nothing but just a couple drops of lemon juice, and that's all it needed. And it was my first stab at a smoked hazelnut old-fashioned, and it hit the spot. The parlay rounded our light evening out nicely. We were there only for a few drinks and to reminisce about our frozen genitals. I mentioned that we were taking it easy this evening, and it was because we were saving ourselves. Because later that night was Ashley's epic birthday dinner. When I say this is the point of the trip where we start experiencing everything like we're part of that 1%, I ain't shitting ya. We wanted Ashley to have a really nice experience on her 40th birthday, especially on her 40th birthday dinner. Being that Ashley, Breeze, and Tim are locals, I put them in charge of all the arrangements, and boy did they come fucking through. We had VIP dinner reservations at the legendary Duo inside the Four Seasons Resort Maui at Wailea. And believe it or not, this isn't even the best Four Seasons we're gonna be at, but that comes later. This place was astounding. Every 25 feet was something that took your breath away. And if we were having this much fun just walking through the hotel, then we couldn't wait to see what dinner was gonna be like. Finally made it to the back of the hotel, past those other restaurants. Not gonna say if it's better or not, because I haven't tried it yet, so Spago, reach out to me, I'll do a comparison. We got escorted to the open air porch area with a perfect view of the beach and the famous Four Seasons garden. And after we got seated, we got taken care of by the human ray of sunshine known as Mr. Bo Perry.
Ashley.
And like the gentleman I am, I get my woman's chair for her. And like the gentleman Tim is, he has the hostess get his chair for him. The menu had so many things we never even seen before. And before I can say the phrase, "What the hell is that?" bam, Bo came out of nowhere.
Textured sesame ginger steamed local fish is going to be hapu'upu'u or Hawaiian sea bass.
Oh,
really
okay.
great fish with an Asian preparation.
For appetizers, we selected 2 flavors my brain never even knew existed. The moment we were done with that, we were gifted with 3 new dishes, handpicked by the chef as his birthday present to the table. It was then when Tim nailed 2 predictions he had. 1, he thought the pork belly was going to be all of our favorite. And 2,
Never mind.
We're just getting olive juice everywhere. Take a sip first, babe.
Whoa.
oh yeah, it's been recording this entire time.
She does this. Olive
She
juice
does
everywhere.
I just
Cheers.
And then it happened.
This is the Laurent Perrier. This is a knife from the Ottoman Empire.
Holy
I'm going to savor this champagne for you. Will you take the sheath off for me? Ready?
There we go.
Good job, Bo.
What just happened?
Classic Bo, coming through with the Ottoman Empire saber for Ashley's birthday champagne. And what better way to follow champagne than with a rare wine tasting? We were gifted by the house for Ashley's birthday a bottle of Pinot and a bottle of Cab, combined totaling just over about $400. And for everyone out there that always says, all wine tastes the same, all you're doing is just announcing that you've never had wine this good. We then ordered 1 thing each from the menu for our main course. The owner was there, heard that we were celebrating a birthday, and proceeded to give us just basically everything else on the menu. And when I say the rest of the menu, they brought out frog gras, American Wagyu, Australian Wagyu, and A5 Japanese Wagyu. Out of the 50 things I tasted, 48 of them I never tasted before in my life. This place was blowing our minds. After we were done stuffing ourselves, Bo asked Ashley if she was ready for her birthday cake. She said she was full and that would be way too heavy. He said, okay, no problem, and left. And then came back with...
It's the most petite dessert you ever taste.
Happy birthday to you, Ashley. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ashley. Happy 40th birthday.
Shut the fuck up.
To you.
And many more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We wanted Ashley to have an amazing gift, and in turn, we all got an amazing experience as well. And none of this could have been possible without our server and hero for the night, Mr. Bo Perry, who went above and beyond to ensure that we all had a life-changing, unforgettable night. If you're ever in this area and you want to try out Duo, please request Bo. You will not be disappointed at the experience he gives you. Right now, you're probably thinking, wow, that was hell of a birthday present. Well, that was just one of them. For the last adventure of this Hawaiian trip, we made it to Maui Harbor. And yes, I am Googling how to pronounce all of these names as I go. Like for instance, this ferry is going to take us across the Au Channel. No cap. In the first video of this series, I explained how the 4 things I hate are people, airplanes, boats, and people. And in a minute, I'm going to explain why boats made it to the top of that list. Tim and Ashley were able to coordinate a mind-blowing 2-day, 1-night stay in the beautiful island of Lanai to conclude this breathtaking tropical experience. It was a 70-minute trip to get to Lanai, and everything you're about to see is from the trip on the way there, because I was not able to get anything on the trip back, because this short boat ride would be one that I would never forget, for a couple of reasons. One, it ended up taking us to the most beautiful tropical island we've ever seen. And 2, on the way back, it sparked the most aggressive and debilitating panic attack I have ever lived through. For those who know me, I do not like to talk about my medical side, but this one hit differently. I personally think that the term panic attack comes with many dismissing stigmas, mainly because a lot of people use the term for every slight discomfort they encounter, and that has diluted the actual meaning of it. So for someone that actually experiences the clinical definition of panic attacks, I think we should rename it. It should be called a full biological malfunction, because that's exactly what happens. We were sitting on the top deck on the way to the island, and the water was so calm, it was like driving on an open road. On the way back, however, the water was so choppy that it tossed everyone around. The internal feeling of having zero control over my body ignited the malfunctions right away, and I had an hour of this ahead of me left. And the malfunctions included keeping my head down and not being able to raise it, keeping my eyes closed and not being able to open them, not being able to talk or respond to my wife, clenching my entire body to avoid the aggressive shivering my body wanted to do, sweating profusely to the point that my clothes were soaked and I felt dehydrated halfway through the trip. Constant thoughts that every jarred movement was the boat sinking, which just compounded everything I was already going through. I wasn't making a sound. I wasn't moving at all. But yet, the chaotic and terrified energy I was putting out grabbed the attention of the entire upper deck. Strangers were coming over to me and Ashley, asking if there was anything they could do and offering medications and advice. And anyone with an anxiety disorder knows that the last thing in the world that you want while your body is malfunctioning is attention. But here I was, sitting on the top deck of a ferry, trying to reason with an unraveling brain and losing, while an entire deck of people sat there watching me internally go through all of this. I brought this up to basically say one thing. For those of you out there that say things like, I was at the mall and I saw my ex across the food court and oh my God, I had a panic attack. Or, I didn't have tickets to the concert and I saw that they were almost sold out, so oh my God, I had a panic attack. Stop. Stop diminishing what other people are actually going through because you found a bandwagon to jump on for a little bit of extra attention. There's a huge difference between not liking mild adversity and having your entire body so internally terrified it stops functioning properly. Have you ever had a jump scare wake you? Like you're dreaming or about to fall asleep and then for a split second you have a feeling like you tripped or you fell and your body just jolts you awake? That jolt feeling that happens for that split second? Now imagine that feeling lasting constantly for an hour with no break. That does not happen when the milkshake machine is down at McDonald's. so quit claiming it does. Now, back to the good stuff. So, after an hour of the calmest and most misleading ferry ride in the world, we landed in Manele Bay in the beautiful Lanai Island. And tonight, we were staying at the main attraction of this island, the Four Seasons. And this one is straight out of a fairy tale. We had a shuttle waiting for us for a quick 10-minute drive. And when we got there, it was almost like we walked into a dream. This place was so fancy, we realized we weren't worthy enough and decided to leave. As in the words of my cousin Noreen, just kidding. We weren't going to leave a second before we needed to. And after a pretty lit check-in, thanks to the welcoming cocktails we received, we decided to walk around this little piece of paradise and see what it was all about. In the actual room itself, well, just look at it. Imagine how impressive this room was, considering how impressed we are by the little things. And a bunch of fruit. Yay, fruit!
And they also have a bday, but it's like Japanese style. And all the features, and it plays music and stuff.
It plays music?
Yeah.
Butthole music? Damn, that's like the wine glasses. Oh, the expensive waters. God damn. And look at that fish. Oh my God, I can't sit on the toilet smarter than me. To say this room was just impressive would be comical. Not only did it have a TV in the bathroom mirror, but my simple ass discovered the motorized remote curtains.
We're so grateful.
This is gonna be so not funny.
We're so graceful. Good job, babe. You nailed it.
And after unloading, instead of gym tan laundry, we did pool beer food. And this was a perfect opportunity to decompress from all the decompressing we've been doing. Since we had just the one night, why stop there? Okay, I'm gonna come back around. Now everybody pay attention. with all the walking we had to do between restaurant to restaurant, made us kind of hungry. Let's go to a restaurant. And the area we walked through when we first got here has now turned into a serene nighttime landscape, leading us straight to our final stop. 140 was the restaurant we decided to conclude our festivities, even though we've already been here before. This was the first place we came to when we got to the island. But we decided to come back for two special reasons. One, the food was that good. And two, we were about to call it a night and it was really close to our rooms. But after our final drink, and then our final drink, we realized something. Hey, there's a whole goddamn beach out there we haven't seen yet. And who cares if it's nighttime? So we walked down to the connecting beach to have us some fun. Now, I do not recommend you going out into the beach at night. And I said you, not us. To be completely honest, we didn't just realize the beach was there. This was all planned. Because we weren't the only 4 on this vacation. There was actually 8 of us. We made a decision a long time ago to get to the Hawaiian Ocean to be able to spread the ashes of a few special people that we love. Tim and Ashley's grandparents, Grandpa Jim, and Nana. Ashley's dad, Howie, and my father, Thomas Sr. We specifically chose the Hawaiian Ocean because we knew that all 4 of them always wanted to go to beautiful Hawaii, and we wanted to be the ones to give them the opportunity to see it. And since it was our last night in this paradise, it was time for us to let them go. And I personally thought the ocean was a perfect idea. Not only because Grandpa Jim, Nana, and Howie all loved getting in the ocean, but this would be my dad's first time. In 72 years, he's driven to the ocean once and never has touched it with his feet. You might wonder why he's never gotten to the ocean. Because he's deathly afraid of the ocean. And why is he afraid of the ocean? Well, he was terrified of boats. Make of that what you will. From the moment we touched down in Hawaii, throughout the entire trip, we had friends and family constantly asking us, what's your favorite part? What's your favorite part of Hawaii? And for me, that was a hard moment to pinpoint because everything we saw and everything we did ended up being better than what we previously saw and what we previously did. But after living through this and taking it all in, it became very easy for me to pinpoint what was my favorite moment of this entire trip. It was this scene right here. This is now etched in my head as the symbol of the greatest week me and my wife ever lived through. Knowing what I know now and having lived through the places, the sounds, the people, and the food, this right here symbolized the greatest experience I would have to date. And we owe it all to Ashley getting older.
Shut the fuck up!
Yeah.
And before you go, remember to like, subscribe, and follow to join us in all of our adventures. And support information is always located in the description.